The Speaker of the House today officially threw dirt on a health care reform plan that was unofficially killed in Tuesday's election of Massachusetts Republican Scott Brown to the Senate. Chief Washington correspondent Jim Engel starts off tonight's broadcast with an obituary.
There was only one hope to keep the Democratic health proposals alive, have the House pass the Senate bill to keep the reform package moving. But today, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi declared that effort dead.
So in its present form, without any change, I don't think it's possible to pass the Senate bill in the House.
She said fundamental aspects of the Senate bill are simply unacceptable to House Democrats, and that if the Senate is unable to rewrite the bill, there is no way to undertake the full reform effort.
There isn't a market right now for proceeding with the full bill unless something changes are made in the Senate bill.
And Pelosi, who had been pushing the reforms at full speed, now says we're not in a big rush, that Democrats need to pause and see what they agree on. House Republicans are more blunt.
This bill is dead. Well, maybe it's not quite as dead as I want it. Republicans are not going to work off of this monstrosity. There's not enough common ground.
But the arrival of Scott Brown, who ran as the 41st vote against the Democratic proposals, has launched sudden talk of compromise, as Democrats grudgingly pare down their list of reforms, emphasizing things on which there is broader agreement.
Health care reform must be done. Let's take some pieces of it and go forward.
Pelosi and other Democrats point mainly to insurance reforms, prohibiting things such as the exclusion of pre-existing conditions, annual and lifetime caps on benefits, or dropping people after they get sick and run up large bills. House Republican David Camp had offered his own health care reforms, which were never allowed to come to a vote, and he had proposed many of the same things.
Obviously, if you're sick, you shouldn't be dropped from your insurance. I would support not having lifetime caps or annual caps on insurance. I think so. Those are some areas I think we could find some agreement, but you do have to look at where the whole bill is going.
There is broad agreement on such things, though Republicans would add tort reform in hopes of ending what they call junk lawsuits. But if Democrats seek middle ground, they may just find it.
What we've always said is we want to have a step-by-step approach to comprehensive health care reform, that we shouldn't try to do it all at once.
We need to stop, scrap the bill, and start over. And start over in a bipartisan way.
A notion Democrats had repeatedly rejected until this week. Several Democrats acknowledged that the Brown victory completely changed the landscape. One House Democrat says the mega bills are dead. If we didn't see what happened Tuesday night, we have blinkers on. Brett?
Amazing what happens in 24 hours.
I'll say.
Jim, thanks.